Hello everyone. In this video you will learn how to display most played games on our home fragment. Let's open your Android Studio, go to app under your Java and under your package name select fragment. As you can see there is a home fragment. Double click on it and we have to define same as everything as like featured games. Okay, there is not any single changes. Okay. So as you can see, we have defined a list and a adapter. So for now, we also have to do our same things for our most played games. Okay, so let's create a list and type most played game list. Okay, now name it most played. Okay, now create a adapter most played game adapter. Now name it and it has been done. Now come back and as you can see in the list data click on it and go to new line. Mm. And we have to define our initialize our most played game rate same as like this. Okay, okay, now it has been done. Now we have to also define our layout manager class method for our most played games. Okay, so keep the cursor here and use a grid layout manager. Do not use the same name. Okay, now let's name it most played manager. Okay, you can give any name to your new. Now select the grid layout manager, pass your activity context, and now in the featured game section we have show three games into one row. Now but in most played game section we will show our only two games because we are showing a category also after the game name. So if we use three then the views looks not good. Okay, that's why we are using two and it is totally up to you. You can use anything, any number of rows or comment. Okay, now type 2 and manage rows and as you can see in the our home layout we have created a another recycler view which is RV mode viewed, this one. Okay, so let's copy this ID and use the binding to get this one binding. Now paste this. Now we have to set same thing set layout manager. Okay, okay, now pass this most played game manager. It has been done. Now come back down and as you can see this is our custom function to create the featured games to get the featured games from the API. Okay, so you can just copy this one from here and here complete this one. Okay, if you don't know how uh, it will works then let me create it from scratch to show you how it created. Okay, so let's create a new function for our most played games. Okay, and now as you can see we have give a different name to getting the featured games from the server. Okay, so you can give any name to your this method too. It is totally up to you. Let's name it fair most played games. Okay, this one. Okay. Now what you can do, you have to make your list clear before getting and proceeding to the next step. All you have to do always do this step. Okay, in every project of your. Okay, so our list name is most played game list. Okay, now make it clear. It has been done. And also we have to set our game adapter to null. Let's type most played game adapter is equal to null. Okay. Now after this, now we have to start our programming to getting the API response from the server. So let's start it. After typing call, you in the previous video I have told you do not make another call which is telecom and OK HTTP3. Always you have to use this one at retrofit 2. Okay, if it will not show at the top, then it will show at the third number in your side. Okay, so select this one, then press enter. Sorry, this one, not this one. Interface only call, not the callback. Okay, use the call, and inside this call part you have to pass your this response class, most played game response. Okay, most played response, this one. Okay, now make a call. Now you have to call your API interface, this one. Okay, you have to perform any actions for getting not played game, same as like the featured games. Okay, so let's call API interface. Now you have to get as you can see, we have not created our method into our API interface class. So let's create it once. Go to the API files under API interface. As you can see, the first one is category, second one is feature games, but we did not create any for our most played game. So we have to create it. So let's open your browser to check it endpoint. Login. After go to your dashboard, then click on setting, API setting. Now in the most played games section, after the base URL, copy this one from here. Okay, copy this one. Now uh, use the get request. Okay, now pass this URL here. Okay, now call our response class, which was most played game response, and now you have to create a custom method here for which we can call this most played game response to get the data from this. Okay, so let's name it get most played game. Okay, fine. Yeah, good. Now we have to get it here. Okay, most played games. Okay, fine. Now come to the second line. Now make a call in queue. Call in queue. Now you have to pass your callback to the most played game response to. Okay, now let's type new, and it will suggesting you just press the enter on the first one interface. Okay, and our method has been created successfully. Now as you can see in the on response method, we have to describe and before getting the list from the server, we have to check either we have received the data from the server or not. If we have received, then we will proceed to create the list and show the list in the fragment. Okay, so as first of all initialize this most played game response. Okay, this one. Now take this response body dot body. Okay, now fine. Now we have to check a status code like the previous method, this one. As you can see, it is there. You can simply copy this one, but let me explain it one by one again. If you do copy, then you can make a mistake here. Okay, so do the programming here. It is not a copyable thing. So avoid the copying of the programmatic Java code. do it your own. Okay, so let's start it. We have to check if the we have received a status code to 100 or not. So let's say make or if else condition. If now pass your most played game response. Get sorry. We not have to use the get. We have to use the get status code. Okay, and we have to check its equality with the 100 string. Okay, if this is okay, it means we are getting 200 response from the status code. Then it means the API response is successful and we are getting the data from the API, right? So after getting the data, we also have to check that is we are getting the list empty or not. Okay, so how you can check that list is empty or not? Just to check for its size. Okay, let's create a another if condition. If now type most played game, now get most played game list and take its size. Okay, check it whether it is not equal to 0. Okay, if it is not 0, then we will start proceeding to the next step. Okay, and suppose that we are not getting list 0, it means list have games and we can show them in our class or activity or fragment anywhere. So now we have to show the title first. As you can see, there is a text view. We have to show a title of the most featured games randomly. Let me show you the API. Copy this, go to this API most played games and copy this whole code. Go to JSON formatter and let me remove this one, paste this one. As you can see, we have status code type. Type is the most played game. So we have to set a type text on our this text view on most viewed. Okay, dynamically as like we have set a most featured games at on this text view, right? So we have to do perform also here. So let's binding PV most viewed. Okay, now set text. How you can get that text from? Use the most played game response and get type. Okay, type is equal to this one most played game. Now it will fetch dynamically into our text view. Okay, no issue at all. So it will work fine. Now we have to add our all the data into the list. So call our this most played game list. Okay, now use the add all, this one. Okay, add all, and inside this add all we have to pass the list from most played game list, this one. Okay, most played game response and get most played game list. Okay, now it has been done. Now we have to also check whether our adapter class is actually null or not. Okay, in the previous lecture I have told you that it is necessary to check, because if it is not checked and your list is not empty and then you set the data again and again on refreshing the page, then users will become unresponsive or may, maybe crash. Okay, so to avoid it, also check it. Let's create a new if else condition here. Now pass this adapter class here, most played game adapter. Sorry, most played game adapter. Okay, now check whether it is equal to null or not. If it is null, then proceed it. I'll say notify data set change. Okay, most notify data set change. Okay, now inside this we have to initialize our adapter class. Okay, most adapter. Now we have to pass our constructor. uh, it is there, this constructor. First parameter is activity, second is the list. Okay, so pass activity contact and the second is the most played game list. Okay, Now it has been fine. Now we have to set the adapter to our recycler view. Okay, so call the recycler view using the binding rv most viewed. Okay, this one rv most viewed. Okay, now we have to set the adapter, this one, and set this adapter most played game adapter. Okay, now it has been done. Now as you can see, we have status code 200 means everything is fine. Okay, if it is not 200 means we are not getting response from the API, then we will start showing the error using a toast message. Okay, so how we will do that? As you can see, we created a API error here. Just copy this one, paste it here, and also on in the on failure method, also copy this line and paste it here, and it has been done. Do not leave it as it is. Keep the cursor, press alt, press enter, and make it null. Same do everywhere. If you not do like this, then your app can be crashed. Okay, here you have to select the replace with object require not null, this one. Now it has been done. As you can see, our code has no errors, but there is one thing to do, which is this call this function into the on create view method. Okay, copy this one, and as you can see, as like feature games, we have to paste it here. Okay, fine. Now there is no issue, everything is works perfectly. Now we have to check whether our integration is fine or not. So we have to run our app. We have connected our app with Android Studio. Let's just simply run it. Okay, it is running first time, so it will take some time. Do not worry, please. As you can see, launching on device is showing, and as you can see, our most played game is working fine. Good. There is no issue, no error, and works perfectly. As I have told you that we are not using a category because the for this region the category, there is a multiple categories, and it is a big string. That's why it will wrap or make your looks ugly. Ugly. Okay. That's why I not using in the three columns view. Okay. So as you can see, 6 games are showing in our home fragment. You can also make to from any number of it using go to here and go there, and as you can see, show number of most played games. There is 6. You let's make it 10. Okay, now set API update. It is updated. Now let's come back to our app. Let's make it stop and run it again. Now that, as you can see, we have a 10 games. Let me scroll and you can see it there. Okay, okay. Now we have a number of 10 games. Okay, it is working fine. There is no issue at all. As you can see, I am scrolling it, but the last game name and category is not showing. Okay, so you have to set a padding bottom to our nested scroll view. Let me show you how you can do that. Let's close the app. Okay. Now go to the fragment home. We have to set padding in our nested scroll view. Here in the nested scroll view, you can add anywhere. Make a bottom padding. Let's give it 80. Maybe you have to check it whether it is working fine or not. So let's choose a 80. Okay. Now let's run our app. Now scroll down. As you can see, the last games is showing fine now. Okay, it has been good. Okay. There is no issue at all. Also, the three dots are working fine. As you can see, game name and game description is well working. Okay, no issue at all. Okay. This video has been completed. I will meet you in the next video.